What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here. I am back with another video. Today we're going to be looking at the 2018 free agency class. A bit of an early look. I know it is very early, but I think I'm going to update this video towards the summer again to look at players that could potentially be signed. I'm going to look at 10 today. This is from the Hockey News. I think I mixed up a couple of who I believe was a better pick to be in this top 10. There might be some players that you disagree with. Some of the players that were supposed to make it to free agency, if I'm not mistaken, was Bailey, Backlund, and Hornquist, but they've all received contract extensions. I believe they were part of this list before, but like I said, I mixed it up a little bit because I wanted to pick some players in here that were lower in the list by a little bit, and of course with those guys that I mentioned earlier already signing, it mixes up the list again. So I'm going to start at number 10 and then go up to number 1. So at number 10 is Rick Nash. His current cap hit is $7.8 million. He's 34 years old, left winger, and we know he's on the Boston Bruins right now. How far with him going to the Bruins, it's possible that he picks up a lot of points going towards the playoffs, and then eventually in the playoffs, if he performs, it could help his contract. Now, apparently he wants to go back to the New York Rangers. We'll have to see what happens, but he is 34 years old. He's probably going to be looking for a contract until he's like 40 years old, in my opinion. If he was looking for a 6-year deal, he might get it from somebody if they overpay. What he'll get, I'm not sure, but due to the lack of firepower in this list, I had to put him at number 10, and this is no discount to Rick Nash. I just think somebody's going to overpay for him. I think that he's obviously towards the downward part of his career, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. He's still going to put up points, but it depends on how much somebody's going to fork out for him, and he's not a bad player, but he is going to get overpaid, and it might be by the Rangers. And I hope it isn't, because it looks like they're turning the corner. If they believe that they can make a quick rebuild with some of the moves that they've made, maybe Nash fits into their plans, but he's at number 10 for UFAs in 2018. At number 9 is David Perron. Now, I was debating on whether or not I should have him at number 10, and people are going to disagree with me. Remember, this is just my opinion. You're going to have your own opinion. I'm going to have mine. But David Perron, left winger, 30 years old. His cap hit this year is 3.7, very good. Part of the Vegas Golden Knights story this year. Depending on how well he does for the rest of the season, again, and in the playoffs, it's going to boost up his contract a little bit. Him only being 30 years old is crazy. I thought he was older, I'm not going to lie. And that's no diss to him. I just really thought he was older. Whether or not he can keep playing as good as he has this year is beyond me. He took another step in his career because he has been a very good player before. He hit a little bit of a bump, and now he's back to being like this crazy good player with Vegas. Maybe he tries to get a contract extension with Vegas because he likes the fit and the way that he plays with those teammates. It might work, and maybe if he goes to another team, it doesn't work. That happens. People are worried that that's going to happen to Grabner this year with the Devils, and then obviously in free agency. I don't believe I have him on this list, but Perron staying with Vegas might be the best for his career, if they want to offer him a contract, that is. I'm sure they have the money to do it, so I would imagine Perron stays with Vegas if they can give him an extension, and hopefully it works out for him. And number 8 is Joe Thornton, another guy that I wondered if I should put at number 10, but he's still a guy that provides offensively. Center, 38 years old. His cap hit is $8 million this year, way too much, but that's beyond me. It's only a 1-year deal. So Joe Thornton, there is rumors that next year that if the Leafs do let go of their free agents like Van Riemsdyk, like Bozak, like Komarov, that Thornton would be a guy to replace one of those guys. And you could argue he'll put up more points than Komarov and Bozak anyways combined, depending on how they would do next season. But the beard policy might be a thing that comes into play there, and I'm not joking. Like, he would have to shave off his beard and be all clean shaved, which I'm not sure if Thornton's ready to do that, to be honest. But Thornton's going to get a 1-year deal, and maybe he gets a 2-year deal if the Leafs are really interested in keeping him there. I would not give him 2 years. I would give him 1. I don't know. Maybe he wants to stay with San Jose and retire there. But the fact that Patrick Marleau left San Jose and went to the Leafs, and then there was rumors that the Leafs were actually going after both of them at the same time, means that Joe Thornton might have considered going to the Leafs. Now, the only other thing is if he leaves Burns, because I know him and Burns are very close. So I could see Thornton staying with San Jose, honoring the fact that he wants to retire there. He is getting up there in age. I believe he's probably only got 2 or 3 years left in him. He might come out this year and go, hey, listen, I've got 1 year left. You never know. He could do that. He makes a lot of money. So I think that he's still going to put up a lot of points. He's still going to be a very good player wherever he goes. But I don't know. I would think he'll consider Toronto. At number 7, Ilya Kovalchuk, right winger, 35 years old. Cap hit $6 million, and I'm not sure if that's his cap hit outside of the NHL or that was his last cap hit. I didn't do research when it came to Kovalchuk, but Kovalchuk's going to be one of the bigger names coming back into the NHL, and he's made it clear that he wants to come back. I don't know if the Devils are a team that would be interested in bringing him back. Lou Lamoriello, I'm not sure if him and Kovalchuk had a relationship when Lou was there. Now Lou being with the Leafs, I don't know if there's any sort of connection there. If I'm the Leafs, I'm not even looking at him because he's going to want a multi-year deal, and I don't think the Leafs are in a position to give him that money because he's going to demand quite a bit. Because Kovalchuk does score a lot in Russia. He did score a lot in the NHL. I don't know. Kovalchuk, I like him, but I don't at the same time. I'm wondering if a team who has a lot of cap will be interested in bringing him in just because he's going to want a lot of money. Teams are going to overpay for Kovalchuk, in my opinion, depending on where he goes. So this one's a mystery for me. I don't know what to think. No disrespect to Kovalchuk, but I wouldn't be offering him a long-term deal because I don't know if he can still provide as much as what he's going to ask for in the NHL. And number 6 is Evander Kane. I really did not want to put Evander Kane here at number 6. I wanted to put him closer to number 8. But the fact of the matter is he's 26 years old, left winger, cap hit right now is 5.2. I'm not sure what kind of raise he's going to get because he's kind of dipped off a little bit, but he looks pretty good with the Sharks after 1 game. Again, I'm recording this on February 28th, so this is a different video time-wise if you're watching this down the road. So, I don't know. I think Evander Kane, if he stays with the Sharks, there might be something there. Maybe he will fit into that system because through 1 game, it looked like he was a completely different player, in my opinion. He did throw that weird check. I didn't like it. But the fact of the matter is he's still young, and there is that offensive potential there. If they can hold on to Joe Thornton, obviously they have Burns there, Vlasic is there, Martin Jones in goal, and you add Evander Kane to that mix. The Sharks are still a very competitive team, and I'm sure I left somebody out there, but they are Pavelski. They are a very good team. They still are going to be one of the teams that gives you trouble every game. And Evander Kane being with that team, it might be a good fit. So keeping him with San Jose might be a good idea if they decide they're not interested in keeping him there long term. Sorry about that. There's going to be other teams interested. Let's be honest here. And number 5 is James Neal. Right winger, 30 years old. Right now he's getting paid $5 million. Now, this is another guy where Neal has kind of stepped it up again, but with Vegas. If he goes on and moves on from Vegas, what kind of production is he going to give? I think that he still will be a good producer for any team. Fact of the matter is, I think he should stay with Vegas. They've got the money to keep him there. He has been a very good contributor to their team. He was an all-star for them, even though I would have put Carlson there. But they look like a team that's ready to be a contender after 1 season, which is crazy. They already are a contender, let's be real here. Next year, they're going to want to keep that up. And there's going to be players that take a dip, but he should take advantage of the fact that they are doing so well together, take advantage of that chemistry, and hope that it sticks next year because I think Vegas is going to actually go after some big names in the offseason, which is crazy. But it looks like with some of the names that I'm about to mention, they might be in on them as well to try to make this team even better. I think Neal that should stick with them. And number 4 is a guy that I believe Vegas might go after, and that's Mike Green. We knew that they went after Erik Carlson, which surprised a lot of people. So why not go after a guy that's going to cost you nothing in trade value, but is going to cost you probably less in dollar value as well, obviously. So Mike Green, defenseman, 32 years old. His cap hit right now is $6 million. He's a defenseman that I was surprised wasn't traded at the deadline. I thought if Vegas wasn't going to get Carlson, they were going to get Green last minute. I thought they were going to have an offer to Detroit, not just for Tatar, but for Green, which the Tatar deal is brutal in my opinion. I'm sorry, that's too much for him. But we'll see if he mixes in with them. Time will tell. But Green is one of the best defensemen that's going to be available, the second best defenseman that's going to be available in this offseason. So he's going to get a lot of money. So teams are going to overpay for him when it comes to term. I think that he's going to be worth a bit of money. He's worth $6 million now. He could get the same, or he could get a bit of an increase depending on where he goes. I would imagine he's not going to stay in Detroit unless they, revamp their team as well. But I don't think that that's going to happen. I would bet on Green going somewhere else. He might get a little overpaid, but Vegas might be a team that's interested in him as well. So I had to have him here at number 4. At number 3, James Van Riemsdyk, left winger, 29 years old, currently making 4.2 against a cap hit, 4.2 million that is. Obviously, he plays for my team, the Toronto Maple Leafs, and, well, my favorite team, not my team, I don't own it, but people are real, they don't like when I say my team for some reason, but anyways, that's besides the point. Van Riemsdyk is a scorer. Would I call him one-dimensional? No, but I'm close to saying that. He's not a guy that plays a lot of great defense. He's not that fast, but he scores a lot. And he is a good teammate. He's a very good person. He's a good leader, in my opinion. And you know what? He's a good player. Let's just be real. Van Riemsdyk is a very good hockey player when it comes to goal scoring. So teams are going to pay him a lot of money. I'm not sure if the Leafs are going to do that because I can't see them wanting to offer him anything more than 4 or 5 years. He's going to look for that big money contract, 6-7 years. So, I don't know. I think he's a 30-goal scorer. He's going to hit that this year. He hit it last year. For me right now, I'm kind of stuck. I think Van Riemsdyk could add to any team. I'd look at a team like Carolina, a team like Arizona maybe. There's a lot of teams that should be interested in James Van Riemsdyk because he's a kind of guy that can run an offense with good guys around him. I think it'd be cool to see him play with young players in other teams as well because he does work well with the young guys with the Leafs. I would love to keep Van Riemsdyk in Toronto, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to afford him because he's probably going to want a lot of money and the term might not be what the Leafs are looking for. At number 2 is John Carlson, the best defenseman arguably available in front of Mike Green in my opinion because he is younger and because of the fact that I just think he's better. John Carlson, like I said, defenseman, 28 years old. His cap hit is very good right now, $3.9 million. He is a very good defenseman, and if he leaves Washington, their defensive core is obviously going to take another hit. He was a guy that I thought Washington might lock up, and I don't know. I think that he should really consider staying in Washington. I think it's a good fit for him, but there is going to be teams that are very interested. I wonder if the Leafs are going to put in an offer. I wonder if a team like the Edmonton Oilers are going to put in an offer for him. I think that that'd be a fantastic fit. I think the Oilers need a guy like Carlson. Maybe they go after Green as well. Maybe they have the two of them there. Again, I'm going to mention the fact that Arizona, there's a bunch of teams that might go after this guy, and he's going to get paid. He might get overpaid, and I think that for a team like Edmonton, they might have to overpay. Vegas, they might be after Carlson. There's a lot of possibilities. Carlson's a guy that you're going to have to look out for sure. He's going to get paid, and I mean, if he's the best defenseman available, he deserves it. And on here, I have him as the second best player available. No surprise at number 1. John Tavares, centerman, 27 years old with a great cap hit right now, 5.5. He's young, he's talented, he's an all-star, he's one of the best players the NHL has seen in a very long time, and he's going to get a lot of money. Whether or not that's with the Islanders, they've obviously made it clear that they want to keep him. Bailey was re-signed. They went out and got him Eberle. They obviously made some moves like trading Hamonic for picks. They've made moves. They want to show Tavares that they're ready. They're getting the new arena back, or they're going back to they're building one, whatever. They're going to a new arena. They're getting out of Barclays, if I'm not mistaken. That's the name of it. They really want him to stay. But he's really going to get paid, probably close to $11 million. He's a fantastic hockey player. Like I mentioned, one of the best players in the game right now. There's been random rumors about him going to Montreal because I guess it would be a fit there. They've got money to play with. There's been rumors about Toronto offering him a 1-year monster deal to improve his value so that way he can, it might be a bit of a teaser for him to try to get more money the next year. I think that's ridiculous, but if it happened, I wouldn't complain, to be honest with you. He's going to get a big deal, and I think that the Islanders should overpay a little bit to keep him. They need to get some pieces around him, but this offseason is huge for the Islanders. If Tavares says, listen, I need more people around me. I need a better goaltender. or I mean, I don't think that the Islanders are going to overpay for anybody, but if he says, I want a better goaltender, I want a better defenseman, I want this, I want that, they're going to have to get it. Because he's going to say, I won't sign here if you don't make moves. And that's what I would do if I was him. Bailey's a good signing. They obviously have Barzal, but if the Islanders keep going, oh, we're going to make the next step, you need to do it now. You need to show Tavares that you are going all in to try to make this team better. So, Tavares, I think he leaves, but there's a very good chance that he stays with New York. So let me know what you guys think. These are just some of the UFAs. I will be touching on this again closer to the summer. It will be probably a while till I make this video again. But let me know what you guys think. Subscribe if you're new. Lots of new videos coming. I'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. Streams, videos, you name it. Every single day I'm going to be doing stuff. So, yeah, let me know if I missed anybody or who you guys think will go where. I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.